Something else I want to figure out is why this car or the door catch of the car is making this noise. That noise comes from the door catch, and that is mounted on the inside, from the inside to the front of the door, and on this end to the body. And then you have, it's hard to see, you have two cams or two positions where it locks in and keeps the door at that angle. And somehow this is making a noise, and I do not know yet where it comes from. And it's much worse on 387. This is the same problem on 387, much louder. And I want to figure out if I just need to retighten something, lubricate something, or I have to actually replace the whole thing here. The first thing I'm going to try is to see if it's still tight. So these are two 8mm nuts, one above and one below the part that connects the body. Both tight. That's definitely not the problem. Okay, so the next culprit could be, and I'm feeling for movement here, yeah. So I do feel some movement between the metal part that connects the body and the rivet in here. I think what I need to do is get the rivet out and see if I can achieve something by putting a screw in or something. Yeah, there's a good millimeter of movement in there. So I'm going to need to grind the rivet off to replace it with a screw. And I'm going to use one of these. I've done that before, they work very well. And I am going to use the face shield as well as ear protection. The face shield might seem a bit overkill, but I somehow glasses over glasses, safety goggles doesn't really work for me, and I also want the peripheral vision and everything, and this is to me better than the other. I'm also going to use ear protection, and the reason for that is in 1985 I got a warning shot. I ground welding spots down on my Cadet C along the rocker panels, and that was from 8 in the evening to 10:30 or so. And the next day I only heard AM. Basically, when I was listening to a record the next day that I knew very well, I couldn't hear parts of the drums, and because the high frequencies were completely damped away. And it came back after 3 days, but I'm never going to do something like that again. Okay, the rivet is gone. And I now will try to get a 4 or 5mm screw in there. Okay, so the hole is 5mm. I have a 5mm screw, 5mm by 12 I think, M5 by 12, and I'm going to try to see if I can get that in there with a hex lock nut, nylon lock nut on the other end, and see what happens. Okay, let's see. Okay, I think I need to put in a bit of lubrication, but that should be it. Okay, this sounds a lot better than it did before. Okay, I see I already have a screw in there, so I'm gonna replace that with one with a lock nut. And see if that made any difference. If anything, it sounds a little harder now. No, that was not the problem here. And it is. The door panel comes off. Disconnect the mirror. And here we are. Okay, so I'm going to do the rest with gloves. I don't contaminate everything. It's just all black grease in there. Okay, here we are. This looks like it is working. Just was snapping against the body. This was not making noise and this was making the noise. I'm gonna clean this first. just made sure. So if you put this in, if you have one or get one from me, this is towards the inside of the car. This bent piece or that radius in here, that is towards the inside. So it's mounted like this, not like this, or the spring towards the door and away from the inner door panel. So this time I'm gonna lubricate it before it goes in. All moving parts. Okay. And in it goes. Okay, this is gonna be fun. I have no way to figure out where I am. Okay, this is very unusual. This worked as a first attempt. See if this worked. Okay, that's what it needs to be like. And I seriously thought I had to replace that part. Okay, I'm gonna do this moisture barrier later. Put it together like this. It's not proper, but I have to get back in here anyway. Okay, and this problem is solved. Okay, that is so much better.